Alright, this is a video series that I'm going to be doing. I don't know how many videos are going to be in the series because I don't know how long it's going to take to get this done, but this video is for the majority of people on YouTube that are Christians that can't seem to read any other book but the Bible, their precious Bible. This book does not necessarily reflect my views or opinions or my beliefs. This is simply informational and educational only. It's for truth. It's about truth. This is what I'm trying to do here, is to get some truth out there about a couple of different religions, namely Christianity, witchcraft, Wicca, and Satanism. Okay, some of you may click away from this video right now. Whatever. If you don't feel comfortable watching this is it's just, I'm going to be reading out of a book. It's not a satanic book by any means. It's written by a fairly well-known author with many books published, Raymond Buckland. This is Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft. Okay, this has a lot of very informative, well, it has a lot of really good information in it. Very interesting points that he makes. And with the history of Christianity, witchcraft, and well, there isn't much in here on Satanism, because that isn't what this book is about. But I mean, that is a religion. There is a religion out there called Satanism, or the Church of Satan. But this is not. That's not what this is. This is about witchcraft. See, I'll even show you the title of the book. Complete Book of Witchcraft. Okay. Now, this is not a satanic book. This is not an evil book. This is just a book on witchcraft. And witchcraft is, by the way, a recognized religion. So yeah. Again, I don't know how many videos this is going to be. I think I only have 9 minutes or 10 minutes of recording. I can only make like 10-minute videos or whatever. So I don't know how many videos it's going to take. But yeah. So this will be the first of, I imagine, probably a couple at least, or a few. Okay. To begin, okay, starting off, the late Dr. Margaret. Now I'm starting, a little bit into the book. This is on page 1, but it's about a paragraph and a half down from the beginning. This is just some a lot of really quick points that I want to make. Things I want to read real quick. The late Dr. Margaret Murray traced back and saw witchcraft's origins in Paleolithic times, 25,000 years ago. She saw it as a more or less unbroken line through to the present, and as a fully organized religion throughout Western Europe for centuries before Christianity. Okay, 25,000 years ago, Paleolithic men and women depended upon hunting to survive. Only by success in the hunt could there be food to eat, skins for warmth and shelter, bones to fashion into tools and weapons. In those days, men and women believed in a multitude of gods. Nature was overwhelming. Out of awe and respect for the gusting wind, the violent lightning, the rushing stream, man ascribed to each a spirit, made each a deity, a god. This is what we call animism. A god controlled that wind. A god controlled the sky. A god controlled the waters. But most of all, a god controlled the all-important hunt. A god of hunting. Most of the animals hunted were horned, so man pictured the god of hunting also as being horned. Along with this god of hunting, there was a goddess. Though which came first, or whether they evolved together, we do not know, and it is immaterial. If there were to be animals to hunt, there had to be fertility of those animals. If the tribe was to continue, and there was a high mortality rate in those days, then there had to be fertility of man and woman. Woman was the bearer and nurser of the young. The goddess was her representative as the great provider and comforter, Mother Nature or Mother Earth. With the development of agriculture, there was a further elevating of the goddess. She now watched over the fertility of the crops as well as of tribe and of animal. The year then fell naturally into two halves. In the summer, food could be grown, and so the goddess predominated. In the winter, man had to revert to hunting, and so the god predominated. The other deities of wind, thunder, lightning, etc., gradually fell into the background, now of secondary importance. In the south of England is found Cernunnos, literally the horned one. To the north, the same god is known as Cern, a shortened form, and in still another area, the name has become Hern. And this is a picture of Cernunnos, the horned god, the god of the hunt. Right there, that guy. And yes, I do have a lot of stuff in this book highlighted. Those are my points that I want to make, you know. But, so to continue reading. By now, man had learned not only to grow food, but also to store it for the winter. So hunting became less important. The horned god came now to be looked upon more as a god of nature generally, and a god of death and what lies after. The goddess was still of fertility and also of rebirth. For man had developed a belief in a life after death. This is evidenced from the burial customs of the period. The Gravetians, 22,000 to 18,000 BCE, which is before Common Era, were innovators here. They would bury their deceased with full clothing and ornaments, and would sprinkle them with red ochre, hematite, or iron peroxide to give back the appearance of life. Okay. With the coming of Christianity, there was not the immediate mass conversion that is often suggested. Christianity was a man-made religion, as was witchcraft. Witchcraft is also a man-made religion. However, it's just a lot older than Christianity. Okay, when they were made, or the fact that they're man-made, isn't important here. This isn't what I'm shooting for. Okay. But every religion is man-made, obviously. With the coming of Christianity, there was not the immediate mass conversion that is often suggested. Christianity was a man-made religion. It had not evolved gradually and naturally over thousands of years, as we have seen that the old religion did. Whole countries were classed as Christian when in actuality it was only the rulers who had adopted the new religion, and often only superficially at that. Throughout Europe, generally, the old religion, in its many and varied forms, was still prominent for the first 1,000 years of Christianity. An attempt at mass conversion was made by Pope Gregory the Great. He thought that one way to get the people to attend the new Christian churches was to have them built on the sites of the older temples, where the people were accustomed to gathering together to worship. He instructed his bishops to smash any idols and to sprinkle the temples with holy water and rededicate them. To a large extent, Gregory was successful, yet the people were not quite as gullible as he thought. When the first Christian churches were being constructed, the only artisans available to build them were from among the pagans themselves, the witches, the Wiccans. In decorating the churches, these stonemasons and woodcarvers very cleverly incorporated figures of their own deities. In this way, even if they were forced to attend the churches, the people could still worship their own gods there. There are many of these figures still in existence today. And this, I'm going to read from another book. He has something listed here from another book of his called Witchcraft, Ancient and Modern, Raymond Buckland, New York, 1970. Okay, right there at the top. And then I'll continue reading the rest of it. There were other more definite adoptions from the old religions, especially in the early formative years of Christianity. The idea of the Trinity, for instance, was taken from the old Egyptian triad. Osiris, Isis, and Horus became God, Mary, and Jesus. excuse me, December 25th as the birth date of Jesus was borrowed from Mithraism, which also believed in a second coming and indulged in the eating of God. In many religions of the ancient world were found immaculate conceptions and sacrifice of the God for the salvation of the people. So it's not just, oh shit, I'm over 10 minutes. So it's not just in Christianity. I'll continue this in the next video. I'll go back a little bit and yeah, do another video. Thank you.